Don't forget that the Dooney Secret coaching site website, the live link is below in the description here. And if you want to earn more money, if you want to book more shows, if you want to do a better job for the groups that you're working for, in other words, if you want more success at being a professional fun guy, fun girl, joy bringer, then Dooney will help you. One-on-one coaching starts at $300 and it's worth every cent. And not only that, but it's a money-back guarantee. Hope to see you there. Okay, now when I first started doing parties, this was back in the 77, 76 or whatever, we didn't have balloon pumps, right? They did not have balloon pumps like they have now, so we had to blow them up, right? And so when I created this routine, I was blowing up the balloons. And what I would do is I'd blow up a balloon and I'd get the birthday child up to help me. And I'd blow up a long straight balloon like the shooter. I would have them hold it. And then I'd have them hold a second one. I have a hold a second one. I have a hold of a third one because I can blow pretty fast, right? Then I have them hold a fourth one. Then I have them hold a fifth one. And then I put one down behind the back of their shirt. And then I put one in their sleeve. And I put one in their other sleeve. And then I put one in their sock. And then I put one in their other sock. And I get that where it's crazy, covered with balloons. Now, what I'm really doing is counting the number of kids. You know, if I'm busy, I mean, if it's too many, I'll have somebody count. Hey, Joe, count how many kids there are here. 1, 2, 3, whatever they come up with, make 10 more because they might pop, right? But I have the birthday kid holding all of these, and it gets sillier and sillier and sillier as we go. I think I have a few pictures. I'll stick them on here for you, okay? But here's the deal. The idea is that not am I just blowing up the balloons. It's not, you know, just taking the time to blow up the balloons, but it's also having fun with it. Right. And believe me, it makes for great pictures, okay? Great pictures for the parents. So the idea is I get all the balloons blown up. Enough for one for each kid, enough for extra for when they pop, all right? Then I'll collect them all back up. I'll collect them all back up. I'll grab an uninflated balloon, right? I'll wrap them around them and I will tie them so that they look like this. All right. So this is only 10. All right. Imagine how they look when there's 20. Imagine how they look when there's 30, right? Now, a lot of times I might pre-blow these and not have to do it at the show. Okay. So I miss out on that opportunity for the fun with the birthday kid. But if I open these up, like if I pull the end off and all of a sudden they start opening and then I just do the dropping, oh my gosh, I'm dropping, I can't hold them, I can then start giving them to the kid, giving them to the birthday kid. So even if I arrived with them like this, I can still use that same bit. But say I'm going to do a preschool where there's 30 kids, right? And I've absolutely done this before. I will pre-blow 50. And all you have to do is instead of using one balloon, you'd make 2 balloons tied together to get round. And trust me, you're coming in with a round thing of balloons that's like this big around. And trust me, when you walk in the door, people are going to go crazy. And I'll just show you one more thing. All I have to do is tie a balloon this way from end to end on these. And now I've got a handle that I can stick over my head. And I wind up walking in with this pack of balloons on my back, just like this. And trust me, nobody in the place is not going to be excited. Every kid in the place is going to be amazingly excited when you show up. And you don't have to spend any time in the show doing it, all right? I've got some pictures here of a show that I did. It's a big shopping center show. There were probably 60 kids and parents. You'll see that I started out by blowing them up with the kid. Different show. Okay, so if I've got a lot of kids, maybe 60, that might be too many, but it's usually not. You know, I've done this with 30, 40, okay? So anyway, I've got balloons blown up, straight balloons. And then what I do is I pass them out. Now, I do make a point to say, don't worry about colors. You get what you get, right? You get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. One of the kids told me one time. So don't worry about colors. You get what you get. But what I'll do is I'll just pull them out and hand them out, right? Or I'll take the balloon off this end of them and I'll go like this and hand them out and I'll say, all right, everybody take one, and they'll pull them out themselves. Okay? So the idea is to get them passed out. Now, the first thing they're going to do is they are going to do sword fights, right? We know that that's going to happen. It's what kids do. But so I control that. All right, that's my goal, is to control that. So I have everybody hold them up high. Everybody hold your balloons up high. So we all hold them up in the air. I say, everybody got it? Everybody got it? All right, now we're going to play follow the leader. This is basically a follow the leader game, right? Everybody make little tiny circles with your balloons. Little tiny circles. Okay, is everybody making little tiny circles? Okay, now make bigger circles. Bigger circles. Bigger circles. Good. Now really big circles. Really big circles. All right. Everybody sword fight for 10 seconds and let them go. But count out loud. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And hold your balloons back up high in the sky. Now, they're going to do it anyway. But if you control it and you give them 10 seconds to do it, then you can get past that. Right? So I make a point to end it. Everybody hold your balloons back up high, and then I go right into forming alphabet letters. All right. So I immediately stop after the sword fighting, and I go, all right, everybody grab both ends of your balloon just like this and form the letter O. Who can make the letter O? And so they'll all make the letter O, right? Who can make the letter U? Everybody make the letter U. Very good. Very good. Who can make the letter C? Oops, is that backwards? I don't know. The letter C. All right, here's a tough one. Are you ready? Who can make the letter V? Let's see you guys make the letter V. Now, they're going to be following along, right? And at this point, I kind of start letting them go. All right, can anybody think of another letter? What's another letter? I. Good job. You made the letter I. Oops, some kid over here will make the letter L, right? The letter L. Good job. The letter L. Then you get crazier. Who can make the letter S or the Z? Right? Who can make the letter S or Z? All right. Yeah. All right. Here's the really tough one. Are you ready? Who can make, I use my stomach. Who could make the W? Anybody make a W out there? All right. Or an M. Who can make an M? Very good. Very good. Okay, here's the toughest one. Everybody ready? Who can make an X? This is kind of how I wrap this up, right? Who can make an X? Now, what's going to happen is they're going to go like this. And I go, no, that's not an X. That's bunny ears. That looks like bunny ears. Who can make an X that looks like an X? And somebody will get it. Some two kids will get it, right? They'll go like this. And if they don't, I'll reach over and grab another kid's and I'll make an X. Teamwork. Very good. That's exactly right. You have to do teamwork. All right. So the way I wrap this up, there's 2 or 3 different ways to wrap this up. But let's say you're at a birthday party. Let's say you got 20 kids, right? So I will have everybody line up right behind me. Hold your balloons up. Line up right behind me. And we're going to actually play Follow the Leader. All right? And I think this came out of Peter Pan. I don't know. But I'll start walking with my balloon up. We're following the leader, the leader, the leader. And I'm going to start walking through the party, right? I'll walk around through the party. They'll be following me. They'll have their balloons up. And guess what the parents are doing? They're taking pictures. Following the leader. It makes for great pictures. Then at one point, what I'll do is I'll get a group of parents standing together and I will circle around them, following the leader, the leader, the leader. And if they start to move out of your way, just say, no, stay there. Following the leader, the leader. Now we're circling them, right? We've got the kids completely circling them. I'll stop and I'll say, all right, everybody take your balloons and tickle the parents. Tickle them, tickle them, tickle them. And they'll all tickle the parents and the parents will laugh. Guess who's having fun with the pictures? Mom and dads are having fun with the pictures. All right. Then the last part of this is following the leader. All right, back with me. Everybody follow me. And I will now get to where my space is, right? My open space. I have a line of kids following me, and I will turn to the first kid in line, and I'll say, all right, here we go. Actually, usually I'll do it with myself, right? I don't wear a steampunk hat. I don't want to pop it. But what I'll do is I'll take a balloon, I'll take my balloon, and I will just make a one balloon hat, just like that. I'll put it on, okay? And then I grab the next kid in line, and I make them a one balloon hat, right? I usually put the ball thing at the end if there's room. I put a hat on that kid, a hat on that kid, a hat on that kid, just in line, because they're coming right down the line. They've been in line. And next kid gets a hat, 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 next kid gets a hat. And what happens is, and I'll say, leave your hats on, we're going to take a picture. Leave your hats on, we're going to take a picture. And then in literally 15 minutes, I will play games for 10 minutes. And then maybe 5 minutes, I'll make 5 minutes worth of balloon hats. And in that 15-minute time, we have covered that place with balloons. Everybody winds up with hats, and it makes for great pictures. So that's one way to end it. Now we'll talk about another way to end it. Okay, so say you've got a group of older kids. Let's say, elementary age up to teens, up to adults, literally up to adults. You can do the exact same routine, only when I blow up the balloons, I don't blow them up all the way. I leave some room at the end. All right, good chunk of room, so that it's really only, can't back up this far, about this long. All right, we go through the whole thing, absolutely, literally with adults, the whole thing. It goes faster, sword fights, letters, letter W, letter X, right? Same exact same thing. Now, when we get to the end of this, instead of doing the following the leader thing, all right, what I'll do is say, okay, now we're going to see how well you can follow directions, all right? Here's what I want you to do. Start with the end that has the knot, all right? Start with the end with the knot and fold it beside itself, about a hand length, not very much bigger, so that you're holding it just like this. I'll get everybody holding it just like that. Now what I do is I'm going to take my fingers, I'm going to squeeze it right in the middle. So it's squeeze first, twist it around, just like that. Squeeze first, twist it around. And what you have is a dog head. Now, almost everybody can do that. Adults can do that, kids can do that, but maybe littler kids can't, right? Say maybe there's a 4-year-old over here and they're having a hard time. I won't do it for them. What I do is this. I'll say, okay, let me see your balloon. I'll hold it like this. I say, I'll tell you what, I'm going to squeeze it. Squeeze it. Now you twist it around. And I let them twist it, twist it, twist it, twist it. And then I go, look, you made a dog head. Good job. And I tell them they did it, right? And they feel good about it. So now I've got a dog head, and I'll tell, if I've got kids, I'll go, all right, kids, what does a dog sound like? Ruff, 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 ruff. What do big dogs sound like? What do little dogs sound like? Okay, now we're going to move on. Put the head down, the wiggly tail end up. Head goes down, another bend. Same size as before. Hold it in your hand like this. Get everybody to follow along, just like this. Squeeze it and twist it. Now, any older kid will automatically do it a third time, right? Younger kids might not, but what I do for my younger kids is instead of doing it close, I'll come here. I say, now come back to the back end and bend it beside itself. Squeeze it together and twist it around. Okay, so most everybody winds up with this. I tell them to straighten it up, or I come straighten it up for them, and everybody's made their own dog, right? So now I've got 20 kids, I've got 30 kids where we've played games, and then they have their own dog. And not very many of them will pop. If they do, you just grab an extra, and like if it pops on the third one, I'll grab an extra and I'll make the first two, boom, boom, and give it to them to make the last one, right? So everybody gets their own balloon. So one of the things I, sometimes do is I'll hand out, I'll line up the kids, I'll give them a pen and I'll let them draw eyes on it. I'll even go around and do the tails for them, if they want tails. But again, it's a very short process and it's a participation process, right? It's games. And the craziest thing is with adults, I just did a magic show where they hired me to do magic for dogs, right? Magic for dogs. And so I did magic for dogs. It's great. I'll post it on the YouTube. It's already on one YouTube, but I'll post it on this one. And anyway, at the end of Magic for Dogs, I had pre-blown a bunch of bees because it was all adults. And I passed them out and they all made their own dogs. And I cannot tell you how happy they were. They were like, oh my God, this is fantastic. You are great. It's pretty fun. Trust me.